And welcome back, Munsters. Hope you had a nice little break there. You went to do whatever you had to do. If you had to go put your bags down, if you had to go change out your uniform, if mom said take out the onions, you did all of that. Now you need to focus and pay attention. Now make sure you've got your pens and pads out and you're ready to make notes, because we're going to continue right now. And I'm going to hand you straight over to Peter. Peter, take it away.
Right, folk. We've got to look at another question. So far what we've done is we've looked at little individual questions. What we're now going to do is we're going to look at a new scenario. But within that huge scenario, we've got tiny little questions. So it's like still basic paper one questions, okay? But it's now in the form of a story or in a specific scenario. Okay, let's read this. Learners were invited to enter a national essay writing competition. The 70 winners attended a youth forum in Johannesburg. A survey was done to find out how many winners came from each province. The results are given in the table alongside. Okay, so we have a group of learners and they enter a national competition. Okay, it's an essay writing competition. And incidentally, if you're watching this, we've got some sort of competition that somebody's going to come into the studio and talk about, but they're going to come in at around about 6:45, all right? And it's all about maths. So you guys stay glued and watch that, all right? He's going to be in here. He's going to take over half my matric show, I kid you not, to talk about that. But I think it's probably a worthwhile cause. So it gets you guys involved with some national competition. I don't know what it's all about, so I can't wait to hear about it, okay? But in these students, they're writing or get involved with a national essay competition. They write a story, and 70 of them get selected, okay, as the top 70 essays. And they all get invited to one specific place. Don't know why, but they do. And there they are. And while they're there, they do a survey. Someone's bored, obviously, and says, right, we would like to know what province you are from. And of the 70, 8 say, hey, we come from the Eastern Cape. 6 say we come from the Free State. 10 say we're from Gauteng. 11 say we're from KwaZulu-Natal. 8 say from Limpopo. 7 Mpumalanga. 5 from Northern Cape. 6 from North or West Province. And 9 from good old Western Cape. Okay. Now, we're going to ask you some questions on this. What percentage of the winners came from Mpumalanga? So let's have a look at it. We've got 7 of them. 7 out of 70. So we know now that we've got 7 of the 70 are from Mpumalanga. And of those, we've got to change it to a percent, because the question says what percent. So all we're now going to do is say, all right, we've got 7 over 70 multiplied by 100. And we get an answer of 10. So we know now it's going to be 10%. Okay? Nothing hard about that. Let's have a look at another question. Can you understand that the questions are still very basic, folk? There's nothing suddenly hard about it. There's still basic questions, but they're within a lovely little story. Okay, so now it says calculate the ratio of the number of winners from Gauteng to the number of winners from the Northern Cape. Now in Gauteng we had 10 winners, and the Northern Cape, we had 9. Okay, sorry, that's Western Cape. We're looking for Northern Cape. Do you see how easy it is to make a silly mistake? So we're looking for the Northern Cape. Where are we? Here we go here. So I've got to go up 1. There we go. We just move the circle. Right. So we want the ratio of Gauteng to the Northern Cape. So we've got Gauteng to the Northern Cape. There were 10 winners in Gauteng and only 5 in the Northern Cape. What's the ratio 10 is to 5? It's going to be 2 is to 1. Let me show you how we work that out. And again, we can use our calculator to do that, folk. All right, you don't have to sit and struggle through it. Use your calculator. So I've got 10 is to 5, and I'm going to do that on my calculator. Now, unfortunately, I can't write 10.5. Okay, that's just not going to work. So I'm going to do it as though it's a fraction. So we push our fraction button, and we say 10 over 5 equals, and my answer is 2, or 2 over 1. Do you agree? 2 is the same as 2 over 1. But I can't write it as 2 over 1 because the question was 10 is to 5. So I've got to give my answer as something to something. So 10 is to 5 is equal to 2 is to 1. And that's what I've got over there. Right, moving on. My next question states this. Suppose one of the winners is chosen randomly. What is the probability? And here we come again to probability. And I'm glad we did, because my producer absolutely loves probability questions. She always says to me, are we having another probability question? I hope so. I love them. They're absolutely phenomenal. And I know she's sitting back behind us in the studio. There's a wonderful room way behind over here where they sit with coffee. And last Saturday they had pizzas and all kinds of things. And we sit here and do the work. But she's probably sitting there now choking on her pizza and her coffee, saying, oh, great probability, can't wait for some more. Okay, so suppose one of the winners is chosen randomly. What's the probability that the learner is from the Eastern Cape? Let's go look at our table. How many Eastern Capeans do we have? Eastern Cape, still going up, looking, there they are. There are 8 of them. So we've got a total now of 8 over total 70. So my probability is 8 over 70. But remember, we've got to simplify it, folks. And we are not simplifying it if we just leave it 8 over 70. We've got to see if something will divide into 8 and into 70. So I say to myself, what will go into 8 and what will go into 70? Well, you don't even need to ask yourself that, because your calculator will do it for you. So out comes our calculator. And we are saying we've got 8 over 70 equals, and we get an answer of 4 over 35. There it is there. My next question. What's the probability that the learner is from South Africa? Now let's have a look. Guys, this is South Africa. Free State's in South Africa. Gauteng's in South Africa. In fact, these are all South African provinces. So all 70 of the winners out of 70 are from South Africa. In other words, if one of the learners walked past me and I grabbed him, I'd say, right, you come here. What's the probability you're from South Africa? Well, it's 100% probability, isn't there? There has to be, because all the learners are only from South Africa. So my probability is a probability of 1. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. Again, very simple, basic little questions, but guys, they're quite exciting stuff. All right. Now, next question, we ask for graph. And what they actually say is this. Draw a vertical bar graph to represent the data in table 1 on the grid provided. Okay, so here is our grid, and we're now drawing bar graph, and the name bar graph tells me there has to be bars. And guys, it's quite simple. I'm not even going to do it all because it's so straightforward, okay? Eastern Cape. How many winners were from the Eastern Cape? 8. So all we're going to do is we're going to say, right, I've got 8 winners, and I'm going to try and draw a straight line, as straight as I can. So here we go. We've got 8 winners, okay? 8 winners, and there is my bar. And I'm just going to shade it in just so the examiner can see that there's 8, okay? Then I'm going to look at the Free State. And the Free State, I know there were 6 winners. So again, I'm going to draw a straight bar line up to 6. And there we go to 6. Oops, there we go. And there we go to 6. Sorry, I've made a little bit of a mess here. My line's gone all skew. All right, you're not going to do that because you're going to have a lovely ruler. And then we're going to shade all that in to show their 6. And for Gauteng, we're going to do the same. We're going to see that in Gauteng, there are actually 10 winners. And so we're going to draw a line up to 10. Now, what I want you to take note of here, and I'm going to do it in a different color, notice the space. All right? Because we are dealing with a bar graph. And if it wasn't a bar graph, if all the graphs were touching, it would be a big meshy graph. Okay, but I want to see individual bars. Got that? So I'm going to leave spaces between the different bars. Let's move on to our next question. Now, a train timetable is displayed for the traveling from Durban to Bloemfontein and then to Kimberley. Okay, so there we are. We're getting on the train. We're getting on the Shoshalos Merrill, and we're getting on at Durban, and off we're going to go. Now, this last December, I had the wonderful opportunity, or not last December, this last holiday now, of getting on a train and going from Joburg all the way down to Cape Town, and then from Cape Town all the way back to Joburg. Fantastic experience. I really enjoy the train, especially when you get one of these sleeper ones, these compartments, and you can make a bed and lie there and watch the whole world go by, watch that Karoo and everything. Fantastic. But I get sidetracked. Let's move on. We got 3 minutes. Now, here's my timetable. It tells me that from Durban to Bloemfontein to Kimberley only operates from Durban on Wednesdays. Okay? That's kind of important. So I know that when I leave Durban, and here it is here, I'm going to leave at 18:30. What's 18:30? 6:30 in the evening. Okay? Now, when I leave at 18:30, it means it's 18:30 on a Wednesday. How do we know that? Because we only leave on a Wednesday. Folk, 18:30 is not 8:30, right? I had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful grandmother. And she used to catch the train all the time from Durban to Bloemfontein. And I remember clearly her saying 18:30 means 8:30, okay? And guess what? She missed the train. We had to pile her in the car and trace all the way up to Maritzburg to try and get her on the train there because we were so late. 18:30, just take away 2 hours, and you've got 6:30. All right. Now, on which day of the week does the train from Durban arrive in Kimberley? So let's have a look at that. So we are leaving over here, and it's a Wednesday. And we are going to travel, take note, we go past midnight, all the way to the next day at 14:50. And 14:50 is 2:50 or 10 to 3 in the afternoon. But it's the next day. So if we leave on Wednesday, that's going to be a Thursday. Okay, next question. We still got the timetable, and the question says, how long did the total journey take? Write your answer in hours. Okay, so if we are leaving at 18:30, from 6:30 to midnight, okay, we're leaving at 6:30 in the evening, so it's 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30 and a half. So I've got 5.5 hours already. So I've got 5.5 hours now from midnight to 10 to 3. So we've got 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm going too carried away here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2. So that's already 14 hours. Okay? Plus an extra 50 minutes. So what we're going to do is say, right, we got 5 hours, 30 minutes. Plus 14 hours, 50 minutes, and then all we've got to do is add it up. And my producer's telling me I don't have time to do that because I can't believe it. It's the end of the show already.
It flies past so
It really
quickly,
does.
and I'm just scanning through the page, and I'm just like, it's already over. It's always just so over so quickly. But anyway, Mindset, I just want to say thank you so much for posting on the page. Thank you for letting us know what you guys are thinking. I was actually asked for a special request from a Nikita Pillay. I just want to say, hey, how you doing? Saw your post there. Thank you for asking. But anyway, Mindsetters, thank you for joining us today. Hope you have a good day. And make sure you study, and catch us whenever we are on. But for now, this is where I sign off as Ty and say thank you very much for joining us, and see you next time. Cheers.